Hey you guys, welcome back to My Table of Three. My name is Carrie and today I'm going to show you my Azure standard order. It is a way for us to build our pantry and stock up on our grains that we eat as a family. Today I'm going to show you the wheat berries I got as well as oatmeal. We've only recently started ordering from Azure Standard because we have seen the prices rising and some shortages going on. Not necessarily a lot of shortages in our area, but going around the country and from other YouTubers. So we have been responsibly stocking up. We have not been, you can see my bag right there. We have not been panic buying because we don't believe in that. We do not have a huge budget. We're only a family of three. And we're all independent. We are self-employed, so we do not have a large budget. So today my budget was, this month of June was $58. So I only got a little bit of wheat berries and some oatmeal, so you'll see that. Now, Azure Standard is basically a food service company that sells all kinds of organic produce, canned foods, bulk foods, from grains to just about anything. So I am not affiliated with them. I don't have an affiliate link with them. I may in the future, but I don't right now. Right now, they don't know who I am. Like I said, I've only been trying them out for the last 3 months or so, stocking up our bulk pantry. So let me link to them below in the description so you can take a look at them and see what they offer. They don't deliver to all states, and basically it's like a co-op thing to where they only come to a few drops in each state, I believe. So you'll have to check your zip code with their website to see if they even come to your area. I am in Arkansas. It is one of the states they deliver to, and up until recently, they delivered 45 minutes away from our home. And we have a large group that orders here, and a friend of ours would go with a trailer, pick everybody's up, and then drive it back. Well, as of late, this month actually, June, actually it's in July now, but this order was from June. I'm just running a little bit late showing you guys. We picked it up June 26th, now we're into July, but June was our first month that we actually had a drop here in our local town, which is about 10 minutes away for us, but super handy to have that here. I'm super glad we finally met the order minimum to get a drop here, but enough about that rambling. Let me show you what I got this month, and then I'm actually going to show you what I do with the hard white wheat berries. So let's jump into it. Okay, so here is a quick look at what I got. Like I said, not a big order, just a few things that we are stocking up a little at a time. This is the first bag. It is a non-GMO rolled oats. It is gluten-free. I don't know for sure, but you know, they process all this other stuff in their facility. So this is gluten-free. I don't have to have gluten-free. That's just how this was labeled. And so this is just a 5-pound bag of rolled oats. We are actually going to try and make our own oat milk out of this, and then for overnight oats and that kind of thing. The next thing I got, I'll start here. The big bag is 25 pounds. It is a hard white wheat berry, and so this is what I grind to make my flour for my sourdough, for my, actually not for my sourdough, let me correct myself, for my like wheat bread. You can sprout this and then grind it for sprouted flour, and I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. But this is hard to get right now. If you know anything about grinding your own meal, I'm rather new to it. I've only been doing it now for a couple of months, but 2 or 3 months, and hard white wheat is very hard to get now. So I was very lucky to get this 25 pound. As a matter of fact, when I called them to check, they told me that this was already out. But by the time my order closed and the truck got loaded, they had restocked, I guess. So I only ordered one of those. This was $40 for 25 pounds. And the next thing I got was a 4 bags, and it's just basically 2-pound bag, a little over 2 pounds of this soft white wheat. Now, let me tell you, I ordered a 25-pound bag of the soft white as well, but they were out. And so when I talked to the little girl, when I talked to the young lady, when I called Azure to make sure my order was going to go to our new drop-off, she told me that they were out of soft white except for the smaller bags. So I just grabbed 4 of these, and thankfully I got them. Right now, with the grains being in such high demand, people grinding their own flour, trying to grow feed for animals, trying to get around raising the rising costs, this is very hard to get. So The soft white has been out the whole 3 months I've been doing it. I miss it every time, but thankfully I did get about 8 pounds today, and I'll have to order more of that later. You may be wondering what the difference is, if you're new to it like me, of what soft white and hard white is. So for the hard white is what you make breads with. Any yeast breads, anything that needs to rise, something, it has a higher gluten content than the soft white. The soft white is basically like organic, all-purpose flour. So it'd be good for cookies, pie crust, biscuits, anything like that. So that's what that is for. I will use this far more than I use this, but I still am stocking up on the pantry for all of these, including the oats. So I am now going to show you what they look like. So let me pull that over here and I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so here are the two wheats. This is the hard white. As you can see, it kind of looks like brown rice, kind of. But this is the bread flour, basically, that I make bread out of. Eventually, I'm going to try and make my sourdough out of this as well. Because I just want to switch from the organic bread flour that I'm currently buying at the store to this. But this is the learning curve, so we'll talk more about that later. But so milling this is pretty easy, and I'll show you how to do some of that, but it's harder. There's a learning curve for baking. That's all I'll say here. And then this is the soft white. To me, it looks more like maybe barley, or it looks a little bit different. So almost the same color. This one's a little darker, and this one's a little lighter, but this is the all-purpose, and this is the bread flour. So that's what it looks like. Now we're going to move over to the meal, and I'm going to show you how I grind some of the hard white for our bread today. All right, guys. So I have put about 6 cups of the hard white wheat into my grinder here, and this is my electric bread or electric meal, grain mill. So, and I can talk about that more in a different video if you guys are interested. I've only had this for a couple months, so I'm not an expert on it, but it works good for me. And anyway, so let's just show you really quick how I grind this. I have put about 6 cups of the hard white wheat into this meal grinder, and so then I'm going to turn it and lock it down. Well, let me see, something I'm not doing right. Something I'm not getting on, guys, because it's really simple to get on. So let me see, I'm not doing it right. Something's not lowered, I think. What am I doing wrong? There it is. Okay, if it's just not right, as a safety precaution, it doesn't go on, so you can't hurt yourself because it's very sharp blade in there. After you put it on, you lock it down. And then mine has a timer over here that you can set for however long. I'm tightening the barrel up so this thing doesn't move or rock while it's doing it. And I'm going to stand here. This is going to be really loud, so I may let you hear a little bit of it, and then I may mute it. But let me go ahead and turn it on and grind it really fine. So you're going to see what the berries look like. And then when it comes out of here, it's going to be flour. So let me show you what it looks like. All right, so my timer's shut off, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up and show you what it looks like. So I set a timer over here for a little bit, a couple minutes, and it ground until it stopped. Now we're going to do this. One thing I have learned is I like to kind of make more noise, right? No, is to loosen this, because the first time I did it and I opened it up, flour went everywhere, and so I don't want to waste it, and I don't want to make a mess, right? So when you loosen this, it usually you do see a little bit of like a little puff of something, you know, but not bad. So let me show you what it looks like. And look at that. Those wheat berries are now flour. I am going to unplug this because I want to be putting my hands in there or a spoon to show you, and I don't want, it's very dangerous. So always unplug it if you're going to be digging in here or emptying this. But can you see that? Let's see. You see how fine that is? And yeah, see, it's unbleached. So it's not going to be dark wheat like you think wheat bread is, but this is whole wheat. This is going to have everything intact. All the nutrition is left in this wheat. Nothing's been taken out. It hasn't been bleached. So this is basically bread flour like you would get from King Arthur, only better because nothing's been stripped out of it. It hasn't been processed a whole lot. And so it's still going to have a darker color. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how I use this flour. But for now, I'm going to come back and end this video. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, guys, that is it. That is my little stock up for my pantry. I hope you guys are slowly building up your pantry. We see the cost rising. We see some shortages and some things, especially if you grind your own grains. Keep an eye out for that. I'm not saying to go out and panic buy because we don't do that. We can afford to buy huge amounts. I spent about $58, like I said, this month, and that is all. That's about all we could budget for, so that's all we done. So you don't have to buy a ton. You don't have to panic buy. Just build it up a little bit to fit the number in your family. There's only 3 of us, so it doesn't take a lot to build it up. The last thing that I will do with this grains is to get it ready for storage, and I put mine in these Mylar bags, food grade Mylar bags, either the larger size, this is 5 gallon, or these smaller 1.5 gallons. So, and then I label them, and you could either stick them in a food grade 5 gallon bucket, or we have some totes back there that we have lined up. My husband put back there for me. And I will Ziploc these, and then I will seal them with my food saver with an oxygen pack in them, just for extra keeping to make sure it stays dry. These wheat berries, from what I understand, and remember, I'm not an expert, I'm learning, will keep a really long time. They don't get bugs like you will if you grind it, and it's best to keep them in their whole berry form because they hold their nutrition. Once you grind it into the flour like this, they automatically start losing nutrition. And I'll link to Breadbeckers and Grits and Grain, or another 2 YouTube channels where I'm learning from. It's a great resource for you. You'll learn all about how nutritious these are and how to store them and how to bake with them. Now, if you want to see me bake with this flour that we just ground, you can watch my next video because I'll be showing you how I bake 2 loaves of bread that my family enjoys from the Grains and Grit channel here on YouTube. So I will go ahead and end this video now and show you how I've bagged this up. And as far as the next video, I hope you stay tuned and you are interested in seeing the bread. And until then, I'll see you guys next time.